Okay, I hope the screen is being recorded. I hope my screen is visible, right? Let us, before discussing about Power BI, which is, let us discuss about BI, which is business intelligence. Okay. So this business intelligence, it is a broad term, right? It is a broad term which could include these strategies and technologies. So what does the organizations do? They gather and analyze and visualize data to gain some valuable insights. Why do they want to do it? To improve their operations and services, to enhance the customer retention, to provide better user experience to the customers, right? As well as to compete with the competitors in the market and sustain, right? And where can the organizations get the data? They can get it from internal databases, CRM systems, social media, external databases, and so on, right? So this business intelligence, you could, just to visualize it, you could understand reporting, databases, analytics, data mining, predictive analytics, which is data science, descriptive analytics, which is a part of, you know, which engages these tools, Power BI, SQL, and other tools, right? Data can come from external, internal. These technologies, they act as catalyst to, form a right decisions or to take right decisions, to take actionable and informed decisions for product positioning, right? Pricing and other things related to operational. With respect to strategic, it will help the organization to make good goals, priorities, and set the right directions or path for the organizations, right? So you could understand it. It is a key, key thing for an organization to deal with the data. So how does it help? It helps in improved decision making, increased efficiency, improved customer satisfaction, and enhanced competitive advantage, where it will help to identify new opportunities and threats. It will help to improve products and services, to reduce cost, and give a clear picture of the operations, how they are running and what they are able to do it. Right. This is very, easy to understand, I believe. Let us understand few more things. How this BA tools have been evolving. Okay. In 2015, there is an organization called Gartner where they have started analyzing and understanding different BA tools based upon the completeness of vision as well as ability to execute. They have segregated into four different quadrants, the BA tools. Okay. One is challengers, leaders, niche players, and visionaries. So if you see this leaders, Tableau was a leader in 2015, right? Click, Microsoft Power BI, MicroStrategy, they were all far behind. Later in the 2016, you could see Click on Microsoft started, Power BI started evolving, right? Later in 2017, Microsoft Power BI has started taking a lead along with the Tableau. From 2018, there is a tough competition for Tableau with the Microsoft, and there is no turn back. Okay, you could see that in the whole BI domain. Of course, each and every tool has its own importance, has its own disadvantages and advantages. But as a whole, based upon the ability to execute and completeness of vision of that particular tool, you could understand it is a leading one, right? And from 2018, you could see in 2019, Microsoft started taking a lead completely, and from there, you can see that even till 2024, there is no turn back, right? Even in 2024, you're able to see that Microsoft is the leading tool. Power BI is a leading tool. You could understand we have different, roles in the industry. Commonly, these are four different major roles which you can find. Designations and all, they are different designations. You could say these are the roles, right? Data engineers who bring the data from scratch, whether it is structured or unstructured or semi-structured, they bring the data as a whole, and they make the pipelines, they deal with the databases. Kumar, Nishant, could you please mute yourself? Okay, thank you. Okay, here we could understand like data, data engineers, they deal with data pipelines, right? Databases, data tools. and they help other roles, or you could say other departments, to get the data and deal with the analysis, or you could say predictive analysis. Data analysts do this descriptive analysis, data scientists do that predictive analysis, right? And ML engineers, they deploy models and do that modeling and stats related thing, right? You could understand fairly. So we'll be like, as a data analyst course, right, we'll be exclusively focusing upon these things, right? Storytelling, data visualization, business insights, metrics and reporting, right? These are the major focus for us, what we have to deal with. So as a tool, we'll be learning, as a with respect to data, we'll be learning, and with respect to projects also, we'll be trying to do some, right? As a definition, if someone asks you what is Power BI, you can just mention a simplistic definition. It is a suite of tools for business intelligence which will let you to connect with various data sources, transform and analyze the data, and create interactive visualizations to share insights, right? It is a set of tools which will connect with multiple sources, which will allow you to transform, analyze and clean, right? Do all the necessary things to make a good report, which could help us, or you could say which could help businesses to gain some valuable insights to take actionable and informed decisions, right? Moving ahead, you could understand there are few components of Power BI. First thing is for data acquisition and transformation from different sources, whether it is file sources or cloud sources or on-premises sources, which is organizational sources. We can fetch it into the Power BI, and for cleaning and transformation, or you could say to shape our data for analysis, we have something called Query Editor. In 2015, Microsoft Power BI, what it has done is it has merged this Power Query from Excel and also Power Pivot from Excel, and it made a boosted version called as Power BI, right? So you could understand which has even multiple capabilities apart from this, but you could understand these are the major you know things which Microsoft has done started doing it in 2015. In Power Query, there is a backend language which is a formula language called as M language. M is called something called as mashup language, right? Mashup language, or we call it as M query, or we can call it as M language. All similar terminology. It is one and the same, right? So this is how you could understand. We'll start preparing our data. Next is we'll do something called as modeling, right? So once we clean the data, shape our data, we have the Power Pivot related thing where we deal with multiple relationships between different tables in our data model. And to perform some complex analysis and calculations, we have something called as DAX. So DAX is a crucial thing for performing the calculations and to validate the data and in a right kind of thing, and to represent correct data which is required for the client to solve some typical business problems. We need this data analysis expressions, which is called DAX, right? And also you could call it as enhanced data modeling, where you'll will be creating measures, calculated columns, calculated tables. Okay, few other things we'll see, and we could understand that is how DAX is useful to extend the capabilities of a model, right? Moving ahead, you could understand for visualization and authoring, we have these three applications. One is Power BI Desktop, where it is a uh, neat and clean drag and drop interface where we can create visualization and the other visual elements to create a good interactive report. And for sharing and collaboration, we have something called Power BI Service, which is web-based, or you could say a cloud-based service, where you can share your reports and dashboards with others. I'll explain about the dashboards and reports later on, but you could understand users can view and interact with their reports on web. Okay, no need to share that files. They can, once you publish, they can view it on web through the links that you share. Next thing is we can have mobile application where they can access the reports using smartphones and tablets, right? So all these features makes Power BI a special tool in order to deal with the business intelligence data. Okay. So we have some additional components which are restricted to on-premises. For example, Power BI report service, which is an on-premises version of Power BI services, right? You could understand if an organization decides that they want to keep their data confidential and the complete services which they want to take it within their premises, right? You could understand they could purchase those licenses respectively, and they could secure their data more in a more better way, in organized way, through this additional component. Next thing is we have Power BI report builder, which is a part where we create paginated reports. You could call them pixel perfect reports, which could be useful for printing and distribution, where you need to provide some hard copies to like share the data within the organization or to share with the clients. There you could use this Power BI report builder, right? So it is again whole again different kind of understanding which you require that. As an when we deal with the visuals, I'll show you how it works, and I'll show you how we can bring it from Power BI service. Rest of the things you will be able to learn gradually once you enter into the industry, right? Additionally, we have something related to data flows and data marts, where the premium licenses would be required to automate some data refresh processes and bring that curated subsets of data from your database sets specifically designed for analysis, right? So these things you'll be able to gradually learn once you enter into the industry and gain those premium licenses. They cost thousands of dollars, where big organizations invest and go for such things, where to where they require huge automation. Next thing is we have some data model essentials, or you could say we call it as building blocks, where we have 5 different building blocks. What are these building blocks? Usually whatever we do create in the report, we call it as reports. Okay, so we don't call it dashboards, they are called as reports. Whatever, suppose you make multiple reports, and from those multiple reports you are trying to generate a key thing, or you could say important specific overview in Power BI service, then that particular thing it is called as dashboard. Report consists of visualizations, whereas those visualizations when they are made as dashboard, they are called as tiles. Okay, and for making these visualizations or tiles we need data, so data sets are also the building blocks. So these are 5 elements, or you could say 5 things which are part of building blocks in Power BI. We have some advantages. So few major advantages are they are cost effective. We have great custom visualizations, where every month we get the updates, right? Regular updates we receive. Custom visualizations also, new custom visualizations are frequently made, updated, configured in a better way. Integration, Power BI has very good capability of integrating with multiple tools and even with multiple forms of data sources, right? And Power BI embedded application enables the clients to embed their reports into their custom applications or web applications or even mobile applications. And it is an enterprise ready solution where organizations just can invest and then uh, go for the other things to analyze and work for the clients, right? At the same time, we have some disadvantages. Few disadvantages are the relationships could be complex. Okay, the more the tables we have or the more data we have, the more complex the relationships could be. Okay, someone, could you please mute yourself? Okay, so here the more, okay, so the more complex, the more number of tables we use, the more complex the relationships will be having, right? And also the configuration of visuals, it would require the continuous update, where you could understand continuous improvements is a part of learning, or you could say part of improving the tool, and also part of meeting the. Someone who has unmuted, please mute yourself. Daniel, could you please mute yourself?
Pawan, can you please mute everyone there?
Okay. Okay, so I believe we could, okay, we are at the disadvantages. we need continuous improvement in configuration of visuals, right? Power BI it has a bulky interface, so you need a good, good system with a good RAM. At least I suggest someone to have 8 GB of RAM, so that they could use the Power BI in a better way. And also the complex formulas which you need to deal with DAX a little bit. DAX is very good language, formula language, which could be used, right? But to solve even great typical problems, works wonderfully. All you need to do is just need to spend some time consistently in understanding the concepts behind it, and also consistent practice is required. Next thing is when you deal with large data, right? Again, there are different modes of connections that you have to take care of. Each mode of connection has its own advantages and disadvantages as well. But again, to sustain in the market compared to the other tools, it has great capability of handling even the large data, right? Next thing is we have potential vendor lock-in, which means if the organizations are continuously working on this Power BI tool in future, if at all there might come there might be another tool which might take the market, then it may be difficult for the organizations to migrate, right, to the other tool. So as such, now we don't see for I believe maybe a decade, where it could quickly turn around. But we could see that Microsoft Power BI is taking a kind of monopoly in the BI domain, right? So let us understand some architecture, right? So what we do is, like what the workflow of Power BI is. Data can come from any sources, right? Excel, CSV, SQL databases, or else even other sources. If the data is clean, then it is directly loaded to the Power BI desktop. If it is unclean, then it is loaded to Query, transformed, right? We extract, transform, and then load, right? Power Query is helpful to, helpful to clean the data to some extent, where we perform this ETL process in order to clean the data, and then we can load the data to the Power BI desktop, and then we can create reports, publish it to the data Power BI service, which is cloud based. Using those reports, we create dashboards in Power BI service, and they are consumed by the business users, right? So this is how you could understand how this particular report is being generated, right? And this thing is here you could understand one more thing. Suppose this ETL, it has some limitations as well, because Query won't be able to handle very huge data. For those things you have other tools, just like ADF, right? It is an ETL tool where you can perform that ETL operations at very huge level, right? We have other tools, maybe Alteryx, maybe Talent, maybe Informatica. We have several tools, but Microsoft ecosystem ADF supports, right? So it is a good way to enhance all the Microsoft ecosystem tools to get familiar with it or get acquainted with it, right? SQL Server, it is a Microsoft tool. Power BI, it is a Microsoft tool, right? ADF, it is a Microsoft tool. And apart from that, Azure components in future, if you are able to learn with respect to clouds, right? Maybe Azure Databricks or any other tools, right, which are related to cloud, then you'll be able to get some good growth opportunities, so that you could gradually find a way to become a good analyst, or gradually, even if you are even if you want to get into Power Platform related things these days, like we have another tool which is Microsoft Fabric, right? So in Microsoft Fabric, you could understand, we have all the tools related to data engineering, right? Databases, data science, right? Real time intelligence, data analyst, as well as, I could say, even for ETL tools also, like it is part of ETL tool only, but did we have data activator related things also, right? All the things, all the departments, they take data from one particular pool of source which is backed up by Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, right? And this is called as one lake, where it acts as one lake for all the departments to serve the businesses, to serve a better way of, you know, services and improvements with respect to tool and platform, right? And the data is stored in delta lake delta parquet format and other things. Gradually at the end, if at all if it is possible, I'll give some introduction to fabric, but you could understand not only this particular path, you can choose another particular path which is related to fabric, which will be having huge demand in future. You could understand globally this is taking the market, and you could pave a path for yourself, by learning some part of Power BI which is related to data analysis, right, which is a part of Microsoft ecosystem. If you want to move into other way, you could understand there is another path where you can learn Power Platform related things. This Power Platform related things which has Power Apps, Power BI, right? We have Power Automate, we have virtual agents, we have Power Pages, right? All these things, they are part of Power Platform related things. You can become a Power Platform developer once you become, once you are able to get that Power BI skill. Databases, right, Excel skills and all those other skills, it is, anyway required, but I'm trying to explain you how you could grow in this particular way also, right? I hope you are able to understand. Let us understand few more things related to that. Here we could understand we have multiple sources, right? Or else the from Power BI we have, from multiple sources, if we can fetch the reports into cloud, which is Power BI service, or else from Power BI desktop, if we publish it to the Power BI service, then to synchronize the data of on-premises databases with the cloud base, we need certain thing called as, right? We need certain thing called as Power BI gateways. So Power BI gateways, it will provide the, you know secured data transfer ability, and it could synchronize the synchronize the on-premises data with the cloud-based, service, right? And then it could be consumed by the users. Okay, rest of the things we'll discuss gradually when it comes to the Power BI syllabus part. Okay, so what we'll be understanding is starting from, Power BI introduction. Okay, so starting from Power BI introduction, I'll just try to write it here. So we can understand it in few, easy way, like in a easy way we can understand that. Starting will be doing the data extraction using multiple sources. Next we'll be dealing with something called data transformation using Power Query Editor, right? Next we'll be learning something related to data modeling, all the things related to cardinality, inactive and active relationships, bidirectional relationships, right? How to deal with those critical functions like cross filter, use relationship, and multiple functions, right? Then we'll be talking detailedly about DAX, from, most of the important functions which are required. There are more than 250 plus functions. Learning all the functions, it is not possible. And also, like dealing with different scenarios, all those things, it would be quite, impractical. But practically, whatever the key important things it is required, I'll be, completely explaining you the context and each and everything about DAX, at least to get you good with the, foundations at very well, and then you could gradually, enhance yourself on advanced things, right? Next, we'll be dealing with something called as data visualization, right? Where we'll be learning more detail about each and every default visual, few custom visuals, right? Few elements which are required, each and every element which are required in Power BI desktop to be understandable, right? And you could, and further we'll be getting into something called reporting, right? Where we'll start developing multiple reports. Even real-time reports would be, explained by the explained by me, as well as we'll try to bring, other experts if possible, where you could get some more additional support. And next we'll be gradually like understanding something related to data distribution, right? This data distribution is something relevant to Power BI service, where you will be learning about how to deploy the model, or you could how to publish, share the model, and do learn understand about how to refresh the data set, right? How to do the schedule refresh, how to deal with few things related to Power BI service. I'll be explaining all these things, right? So all these things from starting to ending, right? From starting to ending of Power BI, we'll be learning around maybe in 25 to 30 sessions, right? Each session would be lasting for 1 hour, so you could understand, like maybe in around 25 to 30 sessions, you'll be learning Power BI, only Power BI, right? Next thing is, will like other detailed syllabus, this brochure will be shared with you so that you could go through that, and a few things related to SQL Server. You could see that starting from SQL Server introduction, right? We'll be discussing about what is ER model, relational model. We'll be discussing about creation of databases, schemas, tables, multiple things, right? We'll understand data types, SQL commands, keys and constraints, right? Cascading referential integrity constraints, alter commands exclusively, right? Identity related functions, different joins, right? Inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, cross join, self join, all those joins. Set operators, aggregation functions, group by having, right? Operators, select into, insert into statements. These are inbuilt functions, which are string functions and datetime functions, which are exclusively used. We have subqueries, exist and not exist operators, right? And next we'll understand something related to CTEs, right? We'll understand what is even recursive CTE. We'll understand views. We'll understand even that indexed views, temporary tables, stored procedures, user defined functions. There are three types: scalar, inline, and multi-valued. We'll understand some examples of all those three things: cross apply, outer apply, window functions, indexes, computed columns, transactions, try catch blocks, right? So when whatever, like even if you are 2 to 3 years experienced, all those important concepts holistically will be covered, so that it will aid, or you could say be helpful for your interview preparation, right? Case one statements, we'll understand how to pivot and unpivot, merge statement, cursors, and at the end we'll be talking about triggers, especially about DDL and DML triggers, right? So in a holistic way, we are able to cover this SQL server in detail, and will be helping you with the assignments or case studies, and also will be covering this in and around of 20 hours, or you could say 20 sessions, right? Nearly you'll be getting some, like, whatever the topics are discussed, you'll be getting that complete understanding of concepts as well as practice things, right? And additionally, like, we have this ADF curriculum, where I hope so far, with respect to Power BI curriculum and SQL curriculum, do anyone have any query? Like, may I know if you have any sort of doubts or anything that you would like to ask? You can please feel free to unmute and ask. So these are few things where we will be learning about SQL Server and Power BI in detail.
Hi, can
Yes,
you hear me?
yes,
Hi.
yes, yes, please.
Yeah, so in the Power BI classes, will you be explaining with sample data sets how
Of
the
course,
Power?
practically only, right? Power BI theoretically we won't be able to do it.
Yeah,
Practically only we'll be trying to explain you each and every feature, explain you each and everything, right? With sample data sets only. Open source data sets, even a small data set is sufficient to explain you lot many things. But the thing is, it is the way how you are able to comprehend it. Okay, and
okay,
of course, for data cleaning and all, we want multiple data sets. Whatever the sample data is required, I do have that to train people, because I have been training since maybe nearly around 2 years.
okay.
Okay, so
With the examples that you're going to provide in the session, will we be able to use that in our workplace to create the Power BI.
Okay, let me tell you, to be honest, any tool you'll not be able to learn it in few sessions, to be honest, right? It is an ocean of every tool. Every tool is a big ocean. Okay, what we'll be doing is we'll try to make you understand the how each and everything works, right? And also with few examples and whatever the possible things to train, which can make you understand from concepts from basic to even to intermediate or advanced level. We'll try to do the all the possible efforts to get you till that level. Okay, we are not making any wrong promises. Like, you try to understand any tool which has dealt with 25 to 30 hours of session. Can it make you a can it make you a expert who has equivalent experience of 10 years or 5 years? No, right?
Yeah.
So you can understand, we'll be imparting all the things which are required, so that you could take a good step ahead. And it will, you can do some self studies as well, and you can build your confidence and move on, right? See, our, as a trainer or as a teacher, we could only impart those things which are essential. Rest of the things, gradually you must take a lead and work on those. We, right? Of course, we'll be there to support you wherever you are stuck. We'll also try to solve wherever you are stuck to some extent, as far as possible and feasible, right?
Okay.
Is it?
And
Yes,
will
yes.
the 1 hour session be going to be sufficient? Because I was told if requested by the students, the session can be extended another half an hour.
So what we'll be doing is, rather, since it will be during evening sessions, rather than confining it to 25 to 30, maybe then extra sessions will be held at the end. That would make sense, right? Because the
Okay.
working professionals will be tired. Like, and also concentration of people would remain only for 40 to 45 minutes, to be honest. If I just extend to 1.5 hours, after 45 minutes or 1 hour, whatever it goes above their head. Okay, not everyone
We'll
will be able
conduct
to
some
focus.
weekend classes as well, because we have the doubt clearing sessions.
Okay,
Srikanth,
what
I think
what
you
will
asked.
what we'll do is, we'll try to extend these sessions. We'll try to confirm according to others' feasibility as well, right?
Okay.
I
Done.
hope that
Yes.
much. I hope that much could be
Yes.
flexible
Yeah.
enough for everyone to learn.
Yes.
Okay. Any other queries, Srikanth?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Others, please feel free to ask your queries. Kumar, Kusuma, Murli Krishnan, Naresh, Priyanka, Rajkumaran, Rakesh, Venkatesh. Do anyone have any sort of queries on this two subjects? Okay. If not, I'll I'll hand over it to. Okay. Do anyone have any query?
No, no, I'm the person. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll continue, Pavan.
Okay.
If there anything, we'll take the things last.
Okay. We'll start with Azure, concepts, or you could say Azure topics. I'll hand over it to Sai Karthika, and thank you everyone.
Yeah. As we told you, we have integrated Azure Data Factory as in the Power BI Data Analyst course, because this market is expecting data integration is one of the skill required for the data analyst as well, because the Power BI related things also involved in the data factory. Like, here we have few activities where we can do some Power BI data wrangling. We can execute, we can refresh the data from data factories. These kind of things will cover in Azure Data Factory. Not only that, we are providing all the necessary requirements to become a Azure data integration engineer or Azure Data Factory engineer. Firstly, we'll go through the introduction of Azure Data Factory, and we'll give brief overview on that, and we'll explain the key features and benefits, why we have to use Azure Data Factory only instead of any other ETL tools. We'll compare the all ETL tools and use cases and scenarios. We'll take one scenario based thing, and then we'll explain in why it is suitable in doing the things in Azure Data Factory. Later, integration runtime is some kind of setup we have to do. I'll explain different kinds of integration runtime, and what is the definition, what is the purpose for the integration runtime and all. And we'll go through the different kinds, like Azure integration runtime, self-hosted, and SSIS integration runtime, and when and how to use each type. We'll go through those things also. And Azure integration runtime is already available in Azure Data Factory. It is created automatically, and self-hosted things we'll set up and we'll do the necessary steps as well. And hands-on labs also we'll do here, because I told you, right, how to set up Azure IR and self-hosted IR. We'll try definitely practice that here in this course. Can you please move on, Pawan?
Yes, yes, yes.
What is a linked service? Like, linked service is like a connection in the Azure Data Factory, and how to establish the connections, and what are the different type of connections available in the Azure Data Factory. These all things will try to cover in the Azure Data Factory. And how to create and manage the linked service also will show you. And what are the commonly used linked services, like in our real-time projects and scenario-based things, will show you those as well. Best practices for securing linked service. For securing the things, here we are using Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is a secure where we are storing the passwords as an secrets. Okay, we are showing Azure data Azure Key Vault as well, where we are storing our connection string or passwords in the Azure Key Vault. And hands-on lab as well, creating and managing linked services. Data sets, what are the data sets? After completion of the linked service, we'll go through the data sets, where we are teaching how to create the data set, what is the purpose of the data set, and how to configure that, what are the best practices and examples there. And we'll do the hands-on labs as well, how to do the parameterization things also will show in the data set. Pipelines, okay, there we'll show you what are the different type of activities available in the Azure Data Factory, and we'll create few pipelines, and we'll show you how to create the pipelines and manage the things. And what are the best practices for optimizing the pipelines, and how to create the efficient pipelines also we'll show in this course. Hands-on labs, and here in these pipelines we cover almost all the activities, like lookup activity, metadata activity, copy activity, data flow activity, to move and transform data and to orchestrate the things. Whatever requires will we are going to explain in this course. And parameters and variables also we are covering, how to do the things in a parameterization, like dynamic parameterization also we'll teach here. And how and when to use the parameters and variables, what is the difference between that global parameters and local parameters. So all things we'll explain here, and we'll do the hands-up labs as well. And for each topic we'll have some hands-on assessments. I'll teach one and you have to practice one. Then go through next. Copy data. I told you, right? Copy data is one of the activity or copy data tool, okay, which is going to move data from one location to other location. So there we'll see what are the features available in the copy activity, and step by step procedure to execute the activity or pipeline. Okay, for common scenarios and where we are using this copy activities also I'll explain you, and how to troubleshoot the things also we'll go through in this copy activity. Generally, this copy activity, once we'll explain, then it is useful in every use case. In our use case scenarios, everywhere we are using this copy data activity. And in this copy activity, we have so many types, like merge, hierarchical, these kind of things also will explain you. Data flow activities also is used to move and transform the data, and there we'll see what introduction to Azure data flow in Azure Data Factory, how to build and manage. Actually, ADF is an code-free orchestration. White call, right? In the ADF, we are not going to write single code. Okay, in the data flow, we have some transformations. Just we have to do the drag and drop things. That's it. Okay, by dragging and dropping the things, we can just creating the pipelines. Okay, that is the code-free orchestration in data flow activity. By using data flow activity, we'll see that best practices in optimizing the things, and we'll have the hands-on lab also here. And configuring the Azure integration runtime. Already they'll give while creating the ADF, they are going to give auto resolve integration runtime as an Azure AR. We'll try to create one more Azure AR, and we'll see the things, how to configure, what are the best options, and things. And next. Okay. How to, I already told, right, how to set up self-hosted integration runtime, and how to configure that one, how to install the things, and what are the tips and tips and tricks we are going to explain in this self-hosted integration IR as well. And uh, and for the security reasons, we while creating the linked service, we have so many options, like by providing the account key or username, password, system assigned managed identity, user assigned managed identity, service principal. There are so many things here. We are explaining what is system assigned managed identity and user assigned one, and we'll try to not trying we'll definitely show you how to configure system assigned managed identity and user assigned managed identity, and how to create a linked service over that. Okay, for data like gen 2 we are going to create here. And I already told you lookup and activity and metadata activity also cover here. We'll give some introduction and how to configure that one and practical use cases as well. And come down.
Yes, yes.
And for each activity, because for doing looping things, and anyway we are teaching the dynamic parameterization, right? For that, for each loop is required. So we'll explain what is the for each loop, for each activity, and how to configure that one, and use cases of for each activity, and we'll implement for each activity in near real time. And failover and valid activity, to we are covering error handling as well, and status integration noting as well. So as part of that, we are teaching a failover activity and validate activity as well. And also we are teaching store processor activity. So many things which we are covering, which we maybe we have missed in the curriculum. Most of the things, most of the activities to do the controlling and data transformations and data loading, we are teaching in this course. If and switch and util conditional activities, these are the conditional activities in ADF. There we are teaching if, switch and util. And here how to configure this if conditional loop and switch conditional loop and util, sorry, until conditional loop. We are teaching all these things, and also we'll show you how to configure these things. Please come down. And set variable and append variable also we are teaching how to do the set variables, and how to append the existing variable into that array. These types of things also we are going to explain these activities as well. Stored procedure activity in ADF, and we'll try to create one stored procedure in SQL Server or SQL database in Azure or SQL data warehouse. We'll show you how to execute the stored procedure in ADF, and we'll see the best practices for that. We'll implement the merge statement, and we'll execute that one as well. And different kinds of triggers, and here we are explaining the schedule trigger, sampling window trigger, and event based trigger. How to create and how to manage the triggers also, we'll show how to monitor the things as well. And monitoring and managing the pipelines, here we'll show how to monitor the pipelines, and once the activity pipelines got scheduling, right, at the time how to monitor the failed pipelines, and what how to, based upon the filters, how to uh, manage the pipelines also we'll show here. Debugging and troubleshooting will explain. And advanced topics, incremental data loading, handling schema changes, and integration with other services. Here you will set up Azure data warehouse, SQL data warehouse, data lake gen 2, and SQL database as well, to load data and to transform the data, to load the transformer data as well. Hands-on lab and end-to-end project data solution also we are going to create. Power query activity, like this is specifically for Power BI people, where we are building the and managing the Power Query transformations, and we are going to do some practical setup also here. Come there, Pawan. And this is about the ADF course, and we are covering some data migration from on-premises to cloud. We'll load data from on-premises to cloud. This is one real-time project where we are taking banking data and integrating ADF with other services. I already told you, data warehouse and Azure SQL database, data lake gen 2. These are the things we are going to cover in this real-world case studies as well. And design best practices for ADF, and security for best practices, optimization, performance tips as well also we are giving. Troubleshooting, how to do troubleshooting also we are providing here. The best practices, because the interviewers need to trust, right? You have near real time experience, at least 1 or 2 years. So that's why we are explaining all the things. Additional resources, documentations, tutorials, blogs and articles, and community forum support also we are giving. and every time we are taking the question and answers, or we can have the weekend sessions as well. And how to prepare for certification and what are the existing certifications also, will give some explanation on that, and we'll provide some tips how to clear the certifications as well. This is the comprehensive curriculum which we have created. And if you see in the market, this type of curriculum is very rare to found. Okay, ADF and Power BI and SQL Server, the two, these three are the very important for data analyst nowadays. Okay, earlier Power BI is enough, and later on, after few days back, SQL is also asking for the Power BI developers. Now ADF is also asking, just briefly they'll ask, not they won't go too deeply into Azure Data Factory. That is the data analyst role which is expecting nowadays. And this course is we are giving for this, whoever attend for this course, we are giving 15K as a course fees. Once we'll conduct one more demo. For demo also we'll give 15K. Later this Monday we are starting the batch. I already told you, this Monday, 19th August 2024, we are starting the batch. If anyone joining after the batch, then the course fees will become 16,000. Okay, we are giving 1,000 discount of whoever joined for this demos and all. Any questions? And the timings of the classes will be 8 to 9 p.m. or 9 to 10 p.m. It depends upon the, we are giving two timings. Whatever comfortable for the attendees, candidates will go with the timings. Yeah, any doubts or any questions about trainings or anything related to data engineer, data analyst or data integration engineer, please let me know. We'll be there to give guidance. I have shared curriculum in the group. Please have a look on the curriculum. And please register yourself by Thursday. Sorry, by Saturday. Okay, we have 3 to 4 days time to take the decision to become a data analyst. And this course is feasible for freshers or 2 to 3 years, up to 3 years experience guys. And if they have more experience on some other field also, they are also good fit for this course. Okay, because we are touching from basic to advanced level of things. And also we are providing the guest lectures as well. Guest lectures means a few more, because this is analysis thing, right? We have to get things from the if whoever the person changes. Suppose Pavan is the trainer and he'll do some data analyst work. His analysis is different. I'm a data engineer, I have some analysis on me. You have to get those type of analyzing skills from the candidates, from the trainers as well. So we'll get some guest lectures, 5 to 6 guest lectures will give their dashboard creation, how they are creating the things. Also you have to observe from them how they are analyzing the things also. Those 5 lectures are free for whoever joined in our course. Almost this course is for 65 plus live hours. The timings I already told you. The fees will be 15K. And we are providing the recording sessions. And this is about the course. I think we are clear. Any doubts you can ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the call. Please ping me if you are interested. We'll add you in the training group.
Even if it is a small or silly question, don't hesitate to ask, because it is just that we are trying to make your learning journey easier and better. And so feel free to ask any sort of queries. As a data analyst perspective, again, like starting from Excel, it is by default requirement or prerequisite. And then the other tools which are required, SQL, Power BI. And as a part of ETL thing, we are trying to include this Azure. And in the market, you could even look for this kind of curriculum related thing. You will not get, only ADF will be, they'll be charging more than 20K or 30K even. So you could understand by that we are trying to provide some affordable course or source for learning, so that we could grow each other.
I think they are clear, Pavan. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a great day and great learning as well.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, Nagesh. Yes, Naresh, please
You're
ask.
from based in Bangalore or Hyderabad? How is it?
It is Hyderabad based. In Abirpet, we have the institution, but
Acha, acha,
this course is basically online one, and we have
okay.
our social media websites as well. If you want, we'll share those as well. And our websites are also there, and it is under progress. We are changing few things. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
thank you, Naresh. It will go with the reference model. Whoever want the job guarantee and all, we are not providing any job guarantee. If someone asks also, I'll there to help you. There is no job guarantee here because we are not the people who are giving fake promises. So here we can go with the reference model. Okay, once your resume is good and ready, you are good with go for interviews. At that time, we'll use references to you. So you have to crack the interviews by yourself only. That is the model of this course. Okay. Any doubts? Please
Somewhere
suggest.
we'll be giving some job assistance rather than job guarantee, because
Yeah.
we don't want to make that false promises. We could assure good quality of learning, but not these jobs, right? Because no, it but completely depends on the individual skill, knowledge, and aptitude. So we want you to learn well, so that gradually you become capable of cracking the jobs. And the reference models all depends on the contacts that we have, as well as connections that we have. And even few members like you who has been trained earlier, like they'll support the community and even help others get some jobs, right? That is how this supportive ecosystem has been is started. We are trying to build it.
Yeah, yeah. We
Hello.
are conducting
Yes,
some
yes, Naresh.
webinars as well. Whoever interested, we are sharing some webinars are related to the data engineering, data analyst, and Snowflake data engineering, Azure data engineering. Related to this data world only, we have started. Whoever interested, those webinars you can start. We'll teach from basic to advanced level of things in the webinars. Yeah, yeah, Naresh, please go.
For 10 plus years of experience, any useful this one?
Definitely, right? Because if you see 15 plus or 20 plus years of experience also working in Power BI as
May
a
I
data
know
analyst.
may I know your background a little, Naresh, please?
Oracle PLSQL experience. Oracle PLSQL Unix shell scripting.
Okay, so okay, then you must be completed, completely into the databases, right?
Yes, yes, database.
Okay, so somewhere, if at all, there are kind of analyst, that senior visualization related, roles,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe depends on your clients of the organization, depends on the roles and designations, right? But what we can tell is it will be a good add-on skill, but not to promote. Only look if you have your interest, and if at all it is the path that you want to choose, only then
Yeah.
it would make sense.
And also
I
we are
think
providing
cloud
data
cloud will
engineering
help.
knowledge.
Of course, cloud will definitely help, right? Cloud, if at all you are going towards this Oracle, then there are what I do understand is Oracle, that web infrastructure or multiple other tools are there. Earlier, the Oracle web logic and other things, they they got little, like people are running towards DevOps and other things. Yeah, of course, cloud, even there are multiple other tools, maybe Airflow, or some big data related things. People are moving towards different directions. Okay, so there are n number of tools in the market for each and every role, but you have to do some research, do some introspection, and choose a right path for yourself, and then decide about the tools. Okay, first decide the path you want, then you can decide the tools. If,
Yeah,
like, as a part of initial phases, like someone who wants to get into this data visualization or BI domain, business intelligence domain, dealing with some data analysis. So whoever wants to get into data analyst, who are in the initial phases of life, or even who wants to do the some career transition kind of thing, who are into completely different roles, where they were not able to find further growth and related things, so they can go forward with this. But at the same time, if you want to
sorry, Pawan, for disturbing. I'm going with other call. Please take
Yes,
care of
yes.
the questions and explain them our remaining trainings as well. Thank you, guys. Have a great time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Naresh, the thing is, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Kusma, do you have any query?
No, no. I want to just confirm the timings. Could you please repeat the timings?
Timings is mostly, like there would be there might be working professionals or others. The comfortable or
Okay.
feasible timings between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. will decide
8 p.m.
accordingly.
Okay.
Mostly it will be from, maybe 8 between 8 to 9 p.m. Otherwise, if others require the timing to be shifted to 9 to 10 p.m., we'll shift
Okay.
accordingly.
Okay. Sure. Sure. But then I will leave this call because even I want to join another
Sure, sure.
demo
No, no,
class.
no, no problem. Thank you for,
Okay.
being patient. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Sir.
Hi,
Bye-bye.
Victor.
Yes, yes.
Myself, Raghu. Sorry, I joined late to the call.
No problem.
I'm a SQL DB. I have around 7+ of years of experience.
Okay.
So I want to make my skills upgraded. So I wanted to learn some other course like Snowflake thing or something. So what would be the best course for add-on of this SQL DB?
Okay.
So I can see your brochure. It is like lot many
So
things listed
since
here.
yes, yes. Since you're
Yeah,
already into DBA related
yeah,
things,
yeah. Hmm.
maybe cloud related things like Snowflake and maybe Azure and other things might help. And
Azure,
like
I have.
the
Okay.
thing is, like exclusively, even we have databases dealt with Azure as well, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, correct.
uh, look, I mean, in order to grow a little,
Hmm.
once try to contact with Sai Karthika. There is another trainer who is experienced of maybe around 10 years in Snowflake and
Mm-hmm.
other
Mm-hmm.
things.
Okay.
So he could guide you well, right? So
Oh,
that
Sai Karthika. Oh, okay.
like try to contact Sai Karthika. There is another person who
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there is another trainer. She will give his contact to you. Okay,
Oh,
who
okay.
who,
Okay.
who
Yeah.
trains people in
Mm-hmm.
Snowflake and other DBT and other things. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
he could guide you well what to learn and where to little grow ahead so that you could sustain with your experience.
Oh, okay. Sai Karthika means the admin who added in this
Yes,
group.
yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay. I'll check it out. Okay. Thanks, Victor.
yes. I might not be the right contact for this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I joined this call very late.
No,
Yeah.
no problem. This is for data analyst roles where we'll be teaching,
Mm-hmm.
training people on SQL
Okay.
Server, as well
Mm-hmm.
as Power BI and ADF.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is not into that admin side, DB admin.
No, no, no. This is not admin side.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Victor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
And yes, yes, thank you. And
You say something?
no, no, no. I'm just addressing Naresh.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. And Naresh, since you're experienced in this Oracle, PLSQL, all this database related thing, maybe you could also, relate it, move on to the cloud, DevOps, or some other path. Need to
Mhm.
gradually figure out your interest. Little experiment. Try to do some research. Find your interest. There are many people who might not, feel that path like right suitable one. They might even get into other completely different paths, maybe data science or other things. That is a different thing. But again, depends on your interest, passion, and curiosity of learning, right? So
What about Snowflake?
of course,
AWS?
every tool has its own importance and has its own demand. It is not
Uh,
about the tool; it is about where you want to head into. Right
uh,
here, this curriculum will be. It is focused more for those guys who wants to get into BA domain. Right.
uh,
Once you are sure that you want to get into BA domain, these skills anyway it will help you out. But
uh,
again, like depending on your package, depending on your interest, whether you'll be able to get suitable roles or not, or whether you are able to cope along with that market requirements with your experience or not, it depends, right?
uh.
May I know
No,
your
as per your knowledge, which one is better?
may I know your
Azure,
package? May I know your
Azure,
may I know your package if you don't mind? Current
uh,
package.
19.
Okay, so assume that like in that range, like
Mm,
since you are that experienced, and if you learn these tools, you might not get package of such package, like you might not get such packages as as you don't have that relevant experience, right? So what you
Mm.
have to do is keeping your current experience, and you need to look for other tools, or maybe some, like if you are interested in project management or other things to improve your package, or else you need to little figure out your interest first, then look for
Mm.
other tools, right? Otherwise otherwise you'll get into trouble, right?
Mm.
Unnecessarily wasting time, energy and money. Like,
Mm.
please rethink. That is what I'm telling. Of course, please contact Sai Kartika when she's when she's available, or else she'll try to fetch necessary contacts who could
Uh,
address your based upon your experience and
in
these
the
things.
group, what is the number? Her number or your
You can
number?
contact admin. You can contact admin.
No, admin also number required this
Okay. And not required, I think. You can, there will be admin written, right? You can just
the
ping.
group inform. Oh, okay, okay. In the okay, okay, right, fine. Yeah, yeah.
Right? So she might give you some contacts. Just ping
Uh,
her, and just don't panic. And the thing is, the way as package is usually
uh,
don't never no one, no organization expects you to demote, right?
uh, yeah, yeah.
So you should take your call accordingly.
Your good name?
My name is Marchetti Pavan Sai.